Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Ultimate General Civil War. Today we are going to fight at our rendezvous point and we can bring 8 brigades onto the battlefield. Our soldiers have been organized in our 3rd Corps under command of Major General Ulysses S. Grant. To make sure that our soldiers can gain as much experience as possible, he has been given the Trainer perk and the Infantry perk. Our soldiers are split into 2 divisions and the brigade of Sill, Croft and McCook have the Reboard Farmer Musket, and Roberts, Devons and Page's brigades have the Farmer Musket. We're going to get support by 14 10-pounder ordnances and 14 12-pounder howitzers. And as you can see, we have used up all of our terrible weapons. Our career point from the last battle was invested into medicine, so that we can restore 2% of our casualties. In this fight, the rebels can only field 5,794 soldiers and they are attacking without artillery support, while we are able to field 12,500 men and 28 guns, but not all of our soldiers will be present on the battlefield immediately. A rumor from a Virginia civilian says that a rebel force of 17,000 is moving to Hanover Courthouse. Our scouts estimate enemy strength to not exceed 6,000 men, but it's still a cause of concern. That force could move southwest and outflank our right. You must advance and deal with that threat. Our main army needs to keep pressing the rebels towards Richmond, so you can have no more than 1 division. We have spared some more detachments and they are on their way to join you. Defend your position at this meeting point. After you merge your forces, you will be able to proceed to Hanover Courthouse. We cannot afford extensive losses before attack on the rebel capital, so you must be cautious. Good luck, General. The battle begins and we immediately start with a huge advantage. We have over 5 brigades present already, meaning that we have 4 very strong infantry brigades and our 10-pounder ordnances. We are going to position our soldiers in a defensive line around here, with skirmishers on our flanks and 2 groups of skirmishers in our rear. This way we should be well protected against any rebel threats, and we can see that our soldiers are pushing closer to the objective. And we can see that a regiment of North Carolina is moving into attack. They have 720 soldiers. Croft and Devons are starting to deploy. And with our first volley, we have already killed 11 rebels. Devons is getting ready. Come on. And we have another good rally on the enemy. Roberts, you're going to double time it, get closer, and we're going to blast them away. Croft, 1 volley, you are very close to the enemy. Very good, charge. You have the perfect weapon to crush the rebel skull, and you can see that the rebels are already falling back. Now, Croft, fall back. And we can see that the 38th North Carolina is moving up over here. We have Branch and the 22nd North Carolina also in the area. Let's get Devon soldiers to wheel around. We have Sill's skirmishers over here. They're going to hold them back. The 18th North Carolina is also approaching these positions. I want Roberts' men down here so that we can get Roberts' skirmishers further on this flank to make sure nothing surprises us over on this direction. And I want Devon's skirmishers to hold their ground. The same goes with craftsmen, but I want craftsmen further over on this direction. This little farmhouse should provide a little bit more cover. All of our skirmishers need to hold. And I want Sill and Devons to move up. Kraft should be strong enough to hold back these two regiments. Together with the 10-pounder ordnances who need to focus on this area, as the enemy is going to attack over open ground without any cover. Confederate skirmishers are threatening our flanks and we have our soldiers prepared. They have already withdrawn for the moment. Kraft is opening up. We can see that the enemy fire is pretty good. I guess they have some better weapons. 10-pounders open up on the 28th North Carolina. Over here we're dishing out some good damage. Very nice. Webb, get a little bit closer so that all of our soldiers are getting well supplied. And I wonder if it would be wise to wheel Roberts around to hit the 28th North Carolina. And we have spotted some more rebels in our rear. Let's get Roberts over. He is still moving on the double. Let's get these skirmishers moving up. They will need to delay the enemy. These artillery pieces need to shift so that we can get the 7th North Carolina. Devon's men, you need to hold. And we hear a charge. It looks like the 22nd wants to get closer on Sill's skirmishers. Devons, shift your fire. Roberts is getting close. Down here we have some skirmishers. Roberts men, shift slightly, hold your ground. Roberts, get closer, and we can see that the 16th is starting to cross. Devon's men, fall back, lure the enemy in. Now hold your ground again. Very good. Roberts has the flank of the enemy exposed. Come on, reload quicker. Roberts, skirmishers need to shift. Kraft himself needs to fall back closer to the objective. And these 10-pounders now need to shift around. With these massive batteries, this is not an easy task. Sill skirmishers need to fall back. Devons, what are you doing? Now open up. Good. Now fall back and shift on the double. These skirmishers now need to fall back further. We can see that enemy skirmishers are trying to get in. And we are now in a little bit of trouble. The 37th North Carolina routed, luckily. Kraft skirmishers, I want you to wheel around. These skirmishers need to hunt the enemy flank. Devon skirmishers, get up here. These 10-pounders are now able to open fire again. And these two brigades are luckily running for the moment. Over here the 22nd is wavering. Devons, you do not need to charge. The enemy is fleeing. Very good. We see some nice fire. Kraft skirmishers are flanked. Shift around. Roberts, shift down. Skirmishers, move forward. Kraft, you're going to focus on these 700 soldiers. And I want our supplies closer to our main line. Roberts and Kraft skirmishers for now are going to hold back. And we hear more charges. It looks like we have dealt with General Branch over here. And I wish I could see where the enemy is charging from. And right now we have been notified that our reinforcers made it onto the battlefield. Let's get Page and McCook over here. We are going to slam them into the enemy flank. Devons, you're going to focus over there. And our 12-pounders are going to set up over here. Kraft struggles to reload. He has taken over 115 casualties. And I wonder what weapons our enemy is going to deliver us after this fight. Kraft, you need to focus on the skirmishers at the moment. And I want Kraft's skirmishers to move forward to figure out where the enemy main force is. I would love to get Roberts available. Our current problem is not the size of the enemy army, but simply that we do not have enough units to move. These skirmishers are luckily now fleeing. Devons and Sill are making a very good stand. 18th North Carolina is bleeding heavily. These 10 pounders are about to open up. Yes! There is this regiment fleeing. Page, you're going to get over the river. 12 pounders move closer to our main line. And Croft, you are going to move up. Now it is time to push. We see the 37s coming up and we have skirmishers on his flank. 1 hour left to hold, allowing us to do some good damage. Over here skirmishers want to charge. Well, let's greet them with fire. A very good volley. Croft, get ready. Nice volley, nice volley. Still, they are approaching our skirmishers. Let's get Devon's men back. And here they are routed. Maycock and Page, you are going to advance. 12 pounder set up over here. Croft's skirmishers, you need to withdraw. Your flank is exposed. Roberts is going to advance. Over here we have 387 men remaining, and in this regiment 470 are still on the field. So you're going to move on the double and you're going to move on the enemy flank. And it is now time to move forward. Maycock on the double, Page on the double. Get your skirmishers out. If possible, we are going to catch the enemy off guard. In the forest we are having some trouble pushing them away. And over here, Croft skirmishers are fighting completely outmatched enemy, but the 7th North Carolina cannot decide what they want to do, allowing us some easy targets. We can see that a group of enemies broke over here. And these skirmishers are now once more routed. Maybe they will also break soon. Let's send in our skirmishers to pursue. Page is ready to open fire. Page's skirmishers on the flank. Come on, man. Maycock, also move forward. Your skirmishers can be attached. We are now ready to unleash fire. Very nice. Now charge. You completely outnumber them. This should be an easy practice. Maycock, get closer and also open fire. Very nice one. Also move up. Page skirmishers, you're going to hunt these skirmishers. Over here we can see the 22nd falling back. We have some 190 skirmishers over here. Let's get our skirmishers forward. Let's get Roberts forward to hit the 7th. 7th is now taking aim. Roberts is taking aim. 260 kills. Now up to 278, 68 casualties sustained. Here's the farmer, he's in good condition, so let's get him closer to charge down the 7th North Carolina. Croft skirmishers are going to get on the flank. Unfortunately, the 37th is still there. We need to prepare so that we are not getting flanked ourselves. Good volley. Now charge. Sill's skirmishers need to occupy him. Croft skirmishers are also delivering some good fire. Yes, wonderful. The first rebel unit surrendered. These men carry the Springfield M1842. It looks like the rebel army is able to modernize. Over here, these skirmishers are still on the field, and unfortunately, the 16th North Carolina made it out of the fight. They did not break, they did not surrender, and now Page is exhausted. But Maycock is still in the area. Over here, Sill is taking a few more casualties, but he is dishing out good damage. His morale is intact, and it looks like the 263 men of the 18th North Carolina cannot do a lot to resist him. And maybe we can... No, we should not make surrendering units. And maybe we can make craft skirmishers capture these supplies. If the 7th would get too close, they might try to pick up the fight again. We do not want that. Robot skirmishers, you can reattach. There is nothing for you left to do. Let's get these boys forward. Page, move up. MacHook, move up. Page skirmishers also move forward. Over here, the 18th North Carolina is falling back with 100 soldiers remaining. And if possible, we're going to annihilate this entire Confederate force. MacHook, take aim. Very nice volley. Now get closer. Robots, get further into the enemy rear. Craft skirmishers, you are not going to open fire. Robots has reloaded. Take aim. And surprisingly, the enemy still stands. Wavering, but standing. Let's charge in once more. Roberts has the mini perk. Perfect for this. Very nice fighting. It would be very interesting if these men make it out. And they didn't. Some more report farmers for our cause. These supplies might also get captured. Over here, the 18th tries to get onto our flank. Let's get these supplies forward. And we also need to get these boys forward. Page, also move up. These skirmishers are going to get on our flank. 7 minutes. Enemy supplies have surrendered and they are completely full. Very good. Croft, you are getting closer to the front line. Roberts, you're getting forward. Sill, you're getting forward. MacHook is exhausted, we cannot let him charge. Devens is also almost completely exhausted. We need to get him closer to the line, but carefully. Come on, MacHook. Very good volley. Another rebel unit destroyed. Devens, can you make the quick charge on the 22nd? He is taking some fire from these skirmishers. And we now have the option to finish, but I want to finish off the last enemy resistance. Good volley, good volley. 22nd is down to 160 men. I'm going to send MacHook through his lines. The men are completely exhausted and are unable to charge, but still is in good condition. Maybe he can reach those skirmishers. MacHook is about to make contact. Devens, move forward. Page, move forward. And Roberts, you can stop running. And with that, the next Confederate unit is broken. Sill is making contact with these skirmishers, but they're trying to get away. And maybe they're even able to get out. No, they weren't. A few shots and they were destroyed. Meaning that these 84 men are the last enemy resistance remaining. I'm going to speed up now. There is the enemy. One good volley. Or maybe even a second and a third. And this is this enemy dealt with. We had 11,250 soldiers and 28 artillery pieces at our disposal, and at the end of the day we only suffered 823 casualties. On the enemy side, however, they only had 5,600 infantrymen, and they suffered 4,260 casualties, and 677 of their soldiers surrendered. And the best unit on the battlefield was Sill with 1,200 kills, followed by Devens with 1,000 kills and Kraut with 804. Our casualty list is led by Devens, who suffered 263 casualties, followed by Sill with 229 and Kraut with 154. Within our officer corps, Lieutenant Colonel Bill Devins was promoted to Colonel, and we were able to capture 378 reboard farmers and 506 Springfield M1842, as well as 4,790 supplies and 128 Sharps Model 1855. After this fight, we were also awarded with another career point for reputation, $115 and 5,200 recruits, plus an additional 1,000 recruits for our prisoners. Our brigades are still in very good shape and only need a few reinforcements, and in the next episode we are going to fight the Battle of Seven Pines. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and until we meet again, I wish you all a great time.